Hey guys, welcome back. We are live. It is about 11 a.m. where I am. And as you can see, it's a kind of an overcast day out there. It's pretty rainy right now, but it's good to see you guys. Hopefully it'll be a different group than usual. And I guess we're just going to get started with chatting. Let me go ahead and set a goal really quick. Da, 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 da. Cool. All right, Jamie, what's up? Good morning. Zach, Kevin, Relly, got to go outside and blow some leaves. Oh, that's too bad. There's a lot of leaves these days. My mom was getting on me about tracking leaves into the house. We got so many leaves. Relly, you just waking up? That sucks. Well, I'm hoping that everyone can chill. We already got 14 people and it's been a minute. So, guys, feel free to interact with the chat if you're watching. A lot of you guys are lurking, so feel free to interact with the chat. And as you guys see, I'm working on that peacock painting behind me. Hopefully it'll be done. I'm trying to get it done today. And it's been a while since I've done any drawing. I've done a lot of painting, and I guess by default I've been drawing because I've been painting. But I'm really trying to get back into wildlife sketching. What's up, Kuru, Sam, and Jamie? I'm doing well. No complaints right now. I don't really know what to say, but I was thinking about going to like a full moon ceremony or something, or a new moon ceremony. There's this metaphysical store by my house, and they do a lot of activities and a lot of meetups type stuff. So I also have some bad news, which is that I lost my car keys and I don't know where they are. I'm afraid that I accidentally threw them away, and I'm probably going to have to buy another set of car keys so that I can actually go places. Yo, Zorit, you can get a good body workout at home. Yeah, I agree with that. I've been doing some balancing exercises and body workouts at home as well. Looks like the powerlifting thing is probably going to wait because of the price. And I think it's just better if I wait on that. So Jamie, unfortunately, the trash guy already came and picked up the entire trash, and I didn't realize it was gone until after that. I have looked everywhere in all my usual spots of where I would keep my keys, and I've even looked in my car, I've looked in my purse. I just literally am so pissed off that I lost my keys. It's really a bummer. Does coffee impact my mental health negatively? So coffee, I really don't even notice the effects of coffee usually. It just makes me really jittery, to be honest. What's up, Denise? Jerry, yeah. So I'm not really a coffee drinker habitually. I don't drink coffee every day, but if it's available, I'll have some. Yeah, it sucks, really. It's really a bummer because like a new key fob, I think is like $200. So that really fucking sucks, honestly. I like cold brew as well. Normally, like I like those Starbucks pre-made mochas that you get at the gas station. I think they're good, but they're also loaded with sugar. Yeah, regular coffee can be acidic, but you know what I like is like cordyceps and lion's mane tea. So mushroom tea is actually pretty good. I know they make mushroom coffee, and I was looking into that because it's lower caffeine and it has a lot of adaptogenic herbs in it, but it's like $40 a bag for like a 30-day supply. And I'm like, I don't know. But if you think about like a $3 coffee at McDonald's, it's like people get a $3 coffee at McDonald's like every morning. And so it's like, what's a 125 cup of coffee really? So I might be trying something like that, like the mushroom coffee. Doesn't hit. You tried Rise? I was looking at Mudwater and Rise as well. You mentioned you did ayahuasca. I honestly have a hard time remembering my trip that I had on ayahuasca. I would have to look through my journals because I know I wrote down some journals. Yeah, I think mushroom coffee is a fairly new trend, Raleigh. Okay, go for mud water, Akib. All right, I'll think about that. When I drink too much coffee, I get tired and start having existential crisis, like a flood of anxiety. Asleep in the woods, like same. Too much caffeine for me just makes me super anxious and I can't sit still. All right, Jamie, see ya. Speaking of ayahuasca, I have some hape right here, which is basically snuff, yerba mate. Honestly, when it comes to the morning, I don't really have like anything that you stick into the old wake and bake. I don't really like because no matter what I smoke when it comes to weed, I get paranoid and anxious and tired. So it's like even when I'm smoking a sativa, I think that's what it's called, I get anxious. Yerba mate is mellow like green tea, yeah. I have some green tea in my pantry right now. It's actually like organic, super high polyphenol or whatever it is called. Alkaloid. It has high alkaloid. It's a high alkaloid tea. I've actually had better luck microdosing when it comes to focus, Noto. So it's funny you would say that. They make yerba mate drinks with 150. That might be a little too high for me, or do a regular with 30. Yeah. Yeah, I know the indica couch. Even indica. Well, no matter, I'm just not really like, weed just doesn't agree with me. My mom always notices when I'm high, and then I always get in trouble with her. So it's like, no matter what strain I'm using, everyone always notices I'm impaired. And it doesn't really do much for me except make me think that I'm doing better than I actually am. What's up, Nina? What's up from Argentina? Cool. All right, Denise, see ya. So I don't know how much that peacock would cost. I was thinking 250, honestly. But then plus mailing it is about 160. So I think in total it would be about 400. Yeah, it just kind of like fills the void of boredom, I guess. Yeah. Tips for social anxiety, Nina. The only thing that really worked for me was getting on meds. I'm not really the best at tips for social anxiety, honestly, because it's something that I still struggle with. Love my art. I used to paint, but my depression caused me to stop. Haven't painted since '07. Mark, you should really get back into it. I definitely understand the inertia can be difficult. Mr. Feathers, morning, 11 a.m. in Indiana. It's also 11 a.m. in Georgia. Guess we're both on the East Coast. So that's pretty cool. I think social anxiety, if you go to something where you have something in common with someone else, like a meetup or a game night or something like that, it gives you a common ground on something to talk about. So I think that just cold approaching people like these pickup artists do is kind of insane. Shelby was born at the wrong time. In the 1970s, she'd made a fortune doing album covers. Yeah, I know. It's too bad. I feel like illustration is essentially dead at this point. Agoraphobia at 21 sucks because it feels like I wasted my early 20s. Yo, I pretty much had that as well, where I just didn't do anything besides like, my errands and going out and going where I had to go, Maya. And I'm still kind of trying to break out of that. Rory has very bad anxiety and cannot stand people. I'm actually kind of very similar to you, where people honestly seem like a net loss to hang out with. You're welcome for the encouragement, Mark. I think painting is really tough to get back into. There was about 3 years where I had a depression episode and I barely painted at all during that 3 years. So I absolutely understand where you're coming from. And it is so tough to get back into it. Have I petted a stray cat this week? Rowlet, yo, these stray cats in my neighborhood will not let me approach. They are too skittish. Yeah, the Akiba common ground with people is really good. There's a lot of Pokemon leagues in my city, so I really rely on that, and I love talking about Pokemon. So, talking with people that love Pokemon just is really awesome. Hate that my neighbors play new music. Oh my god, that sucks. Nina, I hate loud music too. I'm glad I live in like this quiet neighborhood. We do have road noise. Um yeah, I feel like Nina, even earplugs don't work for me because they are really uncomfortable and then I get ear infections. Why do pickup artists need sports cars and a lot of cash to impress women? That's a good question, Michael. I don't really know. Incels say that you need a sports car to impress a woman, but people have kids in poverty all the time, so that pretty much debunks that theory. Mew, hello, Oleg. Comic Brandon says Pokemon for life. You can probably call the non emergency number like Frank is suggesting and file a noise complaint. You played the first gen of Pokemon, but that's about it, B. All right. Gaming has helped you with your depression, especially flight simulation. Interesting. Pokemon is good. Do you like the new cards? Honestly, I'm not really a card collector. Sometimes I'll buy a pack just to see if I can pull something good and resell, but my favorite Pokemon game of all time is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. My favorite generation, I believe, is Generation 3 and 4. So I applied for some new jobs. I'll have all the confirmation emails. They received my applications. The interview, I think they were looking for someone with a bit more experience than I have, so I haven't really received a call back on that. And it's a physical labor job, so they kind of took one look at me and said, "I don't think she can lift like 80 pounds for 8 hours straight." I've seen the brokest men get dates because they were being charismatic. Oh my god, Asleep in the Woods is so true. Like you have these gang members, I hate to say this, that are like local rappers and stuff like that, and they make jack all. They're in debt. They have shit to provide. They're shit providers, but they just have charisma, and charisma is half the battle. Like I see these tech bros who can't pull a chick because even though they're making 200 a year, because they don't have that riz. Yeah, you need to be 6'5" and drive a Bugatti. Signed the insoles. That's like one person in like a billion, honestly. Axel, where do I see myself in 10 years? I'm hoping that maybe I'll be able to move out. That will be my primary goal. Mew is best Pokemon, and my favorite Pokemon is Ampharos. And Frank with the super chat. Or, yeah, we got our first super chat of the day, Frank. Thank you for calling me talented and beautiful. I appreciate you, Frank. That is awesome. We love to see that. W's in the chat for Frank for being amazing. I used to have a neighbor that played country music way too loudly. I responded by playing Slayer even louder. The other people living on the street hated both of us. Yeah, I would imagine so, Surly. Honestly. I'm job hunting myself and it's frustrating. Yo, Rory, I get it. It's really tough out here. I'm having trouble. Like a couple of years ago, I could just get a new job in 3 days flat. But there's definitely something up with the job market and it's really not good. I have been diagnosed with dysthymia. By helping yourself through this channel, you live streams, you're also helping others. I'm glad we can all support each other, George. My opinion on incels over 35. I guess I'm almost going to become one of them eventually. I really don't have a lot of interaction with incels because they usually are in their mom's basement and they don't come out. Even Boogie was married. Oh, yeah. You guys remember Boogie. He was that overweight kind of incel-esque influencer. But he had yo, Savvy, you're 16. Honestly, I didn't realize anyone under 18 watched my channel at all. So yeah, you'd probably be my youngest viewer. Honestly, I didn't. That's the youngest one that I've heard so far. So congrats, Savvy boy. You are our new buddy. We can just take you under our wings and ensure that your life doesn't suck like ours does. Frank says, my pleasure. Again, thank you so much. It's a big help. You have no idea. Especially since I have to afford new car keys now. But it does suck that YouTube only pays you once a month. Do I want to start my own business? I guess I kind of have like a business in terms of a Shopify, but like I don't really know anything about running a business, to be honest. Job overpaid me and I was supposed to do more than 2 days. I dipped. Should I order Uber Eats before they demand the money back? I don't know. If they demand the money back, you might have to pay for it regardless of if you spend it or not. But I don't really know about Uber Eats. It seems like a waste of money. Why don't you just go to the restaurant and purchase it in person? Save like $15. Some people are voluntarily celibate. I'm just not interested in hooking up. Surely that is completely valid. I think that you preserving your energy is really important. I'm an incel and I'm 38. That sucks, Frank. I'm kind of a femcel myself. I've never had braces, Michael. My teeth are just, this is my teeth. They're not perfect, but they've never been overcrowded or anything like that. I never needed braces. Bro, it's over. I'm 30, so a 16-year-old half my age, it's over, bros. I feel the same way. 16-year-old is half my age too. Asleep in the woods. I feel like people that play loud music are bullies. I had a roommate that basically would just turn her fucking music up just to keep me awake at night, and I would get jack all sleep. I don't know how I got through that semester. I nearly almost died. It was horrible. And then I realized that living with my parents wasn't so bad because of these shit roommates. Do I not like Raymond because he's ugly? I don't not like Raymond. I like Raymond. Raymond is fine. It was hard to get a word in edgewise on our stream, though. He likes to talk a lot. Your light doesn't suck. You're creative. Thank you. I do try to make up for it with my creativity and stuff like that. We got 95 of you guys here already. Thank you, guys. You think I'm evil for bringing a child into this world? Nah, you're not necessarily evil, Nicholas. Bringing a kid into this world is not for everybody. I think that if I ended up having a stable situation, I would probably be a mom. I think I've told you guys that I'm not completely antinatalist. I'm just like in a scenario where having a kid is a bad idea. And I feel like biologically I'm running out of time. Akib, I'm broke, but you're awesome. How do you feel compared to when you first started uploading on YouTube? I'm a lot more confident on camera. So Akib just left us a super chat, you guys. And I'm a lot more confident on camera, and I have released a lot of this pent up feeling like I'm alone. So in terms of that, I feel like I'm way less alone. Why crazy people are happier than normal people? I don't know, Nina. I think they just don't have self-awareness. Raymond is creepy, you think, Mesmer? I don't know if he's creepy. He just doesn't really let me talk. Kate, oh no, I was married. I'm not celibate voluntarily. It's because I'm no longer married. Just me. I respect everyone's choices. Same here. Good morning, Michael. What's up? Just ask random people on the internet if you're evil. I don't know, Mesmer. Yo, AAE thinks Beck is evil just because she has a toddler. I don't know about that. You want me to call Raymond right now? I guess I could. I don't have my phone on me, though. What state am I? Oh, Shelby, in your last video, it sounded like you were crying. I was crying a bit, but it was kind of cathartic, honestly. So I like being able to express myself like that, and it's good to get it out of my system so I don't get sick. Lordachi, I am in Georgia. Yo, well, greetings from New Zealand. What's up, prepping anarchist? Finishing work in 15 minutes, watching you until then. Nice to see you, Annalise. Michael. Yeah, Raymond does want kids. Akib, Joe, AEA. Ever accidentally scratch the mole on your lip and cause it to bleed? It doesn't bleed when I scratch it, and it doesn't really itch either. Frank, I also hate when people are listening to their music in public, violate your personal space. Yo, Michael, helping us reach that goal that we set. Michael, you're super cool, man. We love to see that. You're awesome beyond words. I can't even believe it. My everlasting thanks. Kataula, I got lupus and fibromyalgia. Oh my gosh, the pain is so bad. Yo, your pain is valid. I know how it is to have invisible pain. And I'm really sorry you're having a bad pain day. Do you think the institution of marriage is dying. Axel, I think that there's a lot of people on the right that are bringing it back into style. First time I saw you were sad, and I care for you. Your art speaks to me. Thanks, Jamie. Planchi, what's up? Yo, I'm not interested in being a stepdad straight up. Yo, Surly, I'm not interested in being a stepmom straight up. I agree with you. Being a step parent in general, I have a step parent, and I personally wouldn't do it. Kate, cathartic means like a release of emotion, basically. It's a relief that you feel after you release something. Like it's very cathartic to take a heavy dump after you've had Chipotle. She has amazing life and is very intelligent. That's what her makes. Don't you agree? Sure, Nicholas. I actually did some battle rapping with my friends. I'm not very good at freestyling, AEA. But I do it for fun. I had some friends that were really good at freestyling, so I just hung out with them and tried to do it myself. What's up? Akib, Lordachi, Relly, Rock, Rusty, and we got the Warman dropping us super thanks just like that. He says, cheers, guys. We're happy to see the Warman supporting this channel, helping us reach that goal. We're almost at that goal before 30 minutes. I can't believe that. If I could change one trait of mine, what would it be? Savvy, honestly, it would be my attention span and my lack of work ethic. Raymond is another YouTube channel, Frank. He does similar content, but he's kind of like the male version of me. He talks a lot more than I do, though. Michael says he empathizes with everyone who has pain. So everyone who's in pain today, let's do a collective prayer. We're all in this together. Yo, Michael and Akib, cathartic means psychological release. Yeah, that's true. I sometimes like to drop some SAT words just to keep you guys on your toes. Kate, I'm really sorry you're having a bad day. I know how isolating that is. It is so rough to not be able, because I know when I'm in pain, I barely am able to just eat and take a shower. Like on a bad pain day, if I'm eating and taking a shower, Kate, that's a win for me. So count small wins. Try to do some minor self-care, like shower and eat a healthy meal today, and maybe go on a small walk because movement really does help. I know it doesn't make it go away though. MG says, hope you're doing well. Your content is very refreshing. Thank you. Rowlett says, I have an eloquence in the way that I'm speaking. Very thought-provoking. That's nice, Rowlett. Thank you. I'm not going to answer that, AEA. Work ethic is hard, Michael. It is. I'm not the most disciplined. I'm the first to admit that I don't draw every day. But I still manage to create a large body of work despite not being consistent as I would like to be. Raymond is as angry as Shelby is sad. That's a fair assessment. Why is PlayStation better than a spouse? You can shut off. You can shut it off. Yeah, true that. Yo, Rintastic. Love how genuine your videos are. We got another super thanks, and we've already met our goal in under 30 minutes, which is crazy. Normally that takes an hour. So I guess you guys are a brand new crowd because I'm doing this at a different time. Thank you guys so much. Awesome. It's 3:20 a.m. here in New Zealand. I stumbled onto one of your videos and liked your thoughts on the system, life, and everything. You talk a lot of sense. Thank you, Prep. Appreciate you. What's up, Paolo? What's up? Hey, Michael. Yeah, we reached that goal already. I don't really know what to give you guys. I guess we can just keep on going. What kind of reward for meeting the goal should we do? Anybody, any ideas on that? Akib says, this is a cool community of people. I would like to think so. Thank you for all the congrats. You think I can hit 100K, Lordachi? I don't know about that. We got to get to 20 first. 20 has to be our first goal. I'm always in pain because of what my mom and dad did to me when I was 12 years old. Now I deal with pain. Yeah, I get that, Joe. That is tough when you have to, when your people closest to you are the ones that affect you the worst. Frank says Shelby is a great speaker. Thank you, Frank. I don't really know if I consider myself that, but I've been getting a lot of practice on this channel, just talking, and it's really nice. Do I know Millennial Steam, the YouTuber? I don't think I've heard of him, Cable Planet. I nominate Shelby as one of our generation's philosopher, poet, and artist. Yo. RH says, put on a tank top and put your hair up. I guess I technically could do that. I've actually thought about spoken word, Michael. Now that you mention it, I know I'm skipping a lot of comments. Let me get back to those. I see you are doing more bird paintings. I like birds. Yay. Thank you. Hola, yours truly. Paulo says I'm gonna reach 20K. I'm hoping to reach 25K by my year anniversary. But I think we might get it sooner. 20K is definitely in the works. That's definitely possible. Surly says, I got the day off just chilling with some morning smoke, and I saw that Miss Shelby was live and in good mood on top of it. Yeah, I've tried to be in a good mood. Raymond might be driving to Florida to meet a Florida woman. You could meet him in person. Oh, that'd be cool. Yo, if Raymond is driving through Georgia, let him know that we can totally meet up. Spoken word, like I said before, I've thought about it. I would love to do an open mic or something and just like try to jump into that. Kataula says, my paintings are beautiful and so colorful. Thank you. 3 Infinity, I'm a painter. Have you ever tried oil pastels? It's been a while since I've done oil pastels. I definitely have some. I feel like I'm simping. Maybe negative red pill influence from the past. Nah, you're not simping, Akib. I don't think being generous is a simping thing. It's a good thing to be. It's going the end of the world step to step. I feel it. Oh, you think the rapture is coming? So yeah, we survived the rapture, everyone. How was that? Did anyone get raptured? You should check out the contest Save a Fox is doing. Artists are submitting work for a chance to be featured on t-shirt design. Wow, Warman, I didn't realize that. I definitely got some work that I could submit. I'll definitely keep that in mind, Warman. Thanks for letting me know. I definitely think I'm going to add some more artwork onto the online shop. We got that peacock. Hold on. Let me show you guys. We have this recently completed one. So I'm definitely going to add this into the shop soon. And I do need to update that. I haven't done that yet. Let go of that red pill crap. It's not easy for women either. Dude, everybody hurts. Yes, Sarly. I agree with that. These red pill guys think that if you have long hair and you're semi-attractive, that you have no problems. And it's crazy to think that. Feels good to survive the rapture, Michael says. Colin hasn't been raptured either. I'm transforming into the counselor. I hope we could. I'm just trying to hold space for people as best as I can. Would you like to go back to school and continue to study? You know, I've thought about, I had like a thing last night where I was like, what if I became a mortician, like an embalmer or a funeral director? You guys think I could do that? Think I could pull it off? I looked into the school and it's about a 2-year degree. It's about $30,000 a year. But the thing is, like, if I had loans, that would really fucking suck. Would you like to go back to school? Oh, I already read that. I get called a simp all the time, says Frank. Okay, Akib, I'll be a simp. I don't care about labels anymore. Get it out there, Akib. We love that. Am I saying your name right, by the way? All right, cool. We appreciate that super chat. That's epic. Amazing stuff, you guys. You can't even call a girl beautiful anymore on the internet anymore. You can call me beautiful, Frank. I'll take whatever I can get. Colin, I have a friend who worked in a morgue. It's rough. It takes a toll. I bet it probably does. I was called a simp, but who cares? Be yourself, says Michael. Dylan, I didn't mean to ignore you, Dylan. I'm really sorry, bro. Yeah, RH, that is insane in tuition, but you can make like $100,000 a year. So I don't think I'm going to go for accounting theater because I'm stuck in math to the point where it's actually terrible. You can have a job where you don't need to smile. Well, there you go. I think being a mortician would fit that. You inspired me to make my own. I can't fucking see the comment. You inspired me to make my own YouTube channel and do these chat talks while I'm streaming on my flights. Relly, do it. You never know what can come of it. It's good additional income. It's good to just release yourself and talk about people or talk to people. Okay, Akib, I'm glad I'm saying your name right. Prepping anarchists with that $20 New Zealand dollars. I can't believe that, prepping anarchists. You come through like a beast. We love to see that. If incel logic held up, Shelby would be in a relationship with an indie rock musician and trashing a hotel room in Monaco right now. Surly Baker, that is oddly specific. I had to laugh at that. That is hilarious. Mr. Feathers, 100K. You deserve hard work on your paintings. Express how you feel. Thank you. Great stuff, chat. Love it. I miss when we all wore masks. No smiling required. Yeah, that was kind of nice. I hate when I'm just walking down the street and I get catcalled and someone says, "Smile, sweetheart." It's like, do they think they're entitled to my joy? I know that my joy is contagious and very valuable, but that's why I keep it to myself. Just making your videos is fine. Hey, you laugh. Yeah, I finally did laugh. Someone got me to laugh. Surly Barber got me to laugh with that comment. Let's do a thing where you guys try to make me laugh. How about that? What's up, Michael? Thanks for the joy. Thanks for your smiles, Michael. We love that. Try to make me laugh, you guys. Shelby, keep your chin up. I'm an electrical engineer washing dishes. Shit's rough right now. Colin, thanks for keeping things in perspective. That really does suck that you have an engineering degree and you're washing dishes. Yeah, I don't even know if going back to school is worth it. I kind of did the math and I realized that if I work like a $15 an hour job and I just stay at home and I invest everything that I make, I could probably survive when I'm 60 after my parents die. It's just a matter of getting a job at this point. Please don't become another YouTuber that I become found out that commits suicide. Woo, I'm not going to do it. I promise you guys I will not unalive myself. Colin. Sorry I couldn't make you laugh. And it's a 12-hour shift of just washing dishes. Jeez, Colin. Savings is greater than intuition, RH. Liberdadirarte. Hi, do like your painting. Oh, thank you. School isn't worth it. Paolo coming in with the truth. Frank liked wearing the masks. I personally couldn't stand it because I couldn't handle smelling my own breath. Have I ever had a substance abuse problem? I had a point where I was dependent on Xanax. I wasn't abusing it. I've never abused drugs, but I was dependent on certain drugs. And I had to get off of those, and it was really, really difficult. That's where my 3-year stint of not painting came from, was when I was coming off Xanax. Yeah, I have a science degree, but I walked away from my career to pursue the arts. Yikes, well, Michael, do what you want. I personally should have just done something more practical in the first place and just kind of taken classes for art on the side. But yeah. Frank says I actually got noticed by girls a little. Okay. I noticed you, Frank. Colin says we'd miss you if I unalived, and I think that I don't want to unalive. I think sense of identity really helps keep you from being depressed. I agree. I try to build a sense of identity in terms of my creativity, so I have something positive to look at. A lot of your videos resonated with me. Thanks for doing what you're doing, says Mr. Precious. You're welcome, guys. Katala, I'm weird. I like to remember funny episodes of my life and make me laugh alone by myself. I do that too. It's like I'll just remember, like I have original characters in my head, and sometimes I'll just laugh at my imaginary friends. Savvy, Michael, Savvy is asking you what degree you got. Colin says my painting is beautiful. If I had the money and room, I'd put it on your walls. The biggest problem is shipping. I think the last painting that I shipped that was that size, it cost about $165 to ship. But if you guys are willing, Or if you live locally even, I could give you a good deal on it. I was going to sell that one for like $250. I just lost my train of thought. What's up, Perkinji? How am I? I'm doing good. Jack says, I think you would do well getting grants and going back to school to get your master's. Maybe. I need my bachelor's first, though. I have painted landscapes, Hassan. I've definitely done landscapes in the past. It's been a while. I'm sitting here having finished my master's degree and going into a job, and a small part of me just wishes I had took this quiet gate guard job a couple years ago instead of going through this process. Yo, yeah, I mean, it's hard to justify the cost of school these days. Someone's calling is connected with what they struggle with the most. Interesting, Jack. That's a good point. I could become a therapist, maybe not a therapist, Francis, but a psychiatrist or a psychologist or even a psychiatrist because I can't do math. Going to med school might be a bit much. What's up, Nathan? Frank says, do I like the movie Titanic? Yeah, I remember seeing it for the first time and it left an imprint on me. I loved it. Oh, over 100 people in the chat. Yo, Akib, thanks for letting us know. Please don't cry anymore. I probably will cry again, but I'll try to be happy. I just felt like the community I was in and the jobs I was doing wasn't really for me, says Michael. Yeah, I can get that. You got to do what's good for you. You found my channel yesterday. Well, welcome aboard. I have a resting face that I almost got fired from my last job, and I was, oh my gosh, I have an RBF, so I can't fake the happy because my face just goes back to my default resting bitch face. So I always get in trouble for not smiling at work. Recommend USS a book to read. Oh, recommend us a book to read. I was about to start reading some Steinbeck, which is like Mice to Men, The Pearl, that kind of thing. But right now I'm reading the Wings of Fire series. You have your painting clothes on. What time do you get up and how long do you paint in the mornings? I actually worked on that one this morning. I woke up at 6 today, which is rare. Sometimes I'll sleep in until like 1. Junie is talking about Tylenol. I've never had a problem with Tylenol. I know that we're not supposed to take Tylenol anymore, but I think that's silly. $165 for shipping is insane. I get you want to get it there safe though. It's not even, Colin, it's not even that I'm doing it expensively. I literally bought my own box. But yeah, I mean, cross-country shipping is really insane. That's as cheap as it gets though. How do I feel about Bob Ross? You know, he was a celebrity painter, and I think he's really a great inspiration. A CIA agent, what would I do? 9 a.m. in New Delhi, how am I? Doing good, Hassan. Paul, what's up? What kind of movies do I like? And we got a super chat. What's written on my shirt? It's a tagline from my grandmother's nursing home. This is their logo. This is their slogan. We have fun here. Hashtag we have fun here, but it's just for my grandma's. This is like a t-shirt that they gave when my grandma was in a nursing home, but she has passed away recently. Perkinji, what's good? Raw, you're amazing. We love you. We're doing really well today. Yeah, she was not doing well. Unfortunately, she did pass away, but she's in a better place now. RFK Jr., not Trump, advocated for taking a seed of medicine if you're pregnant. Yeah, whatever. I really don't want to get into that. Perkinji is an English learner from Pakistan. Welcome, and I hope you can learn some English from a native speaker. I'm not really a teacher, but I'm sure you can learn a little bit from me just by listening. Paul, keep shining. I will. Bader F. I don't know what that means. Outstanding. How tall am I? 5'6". Kana Club. What's up? Frosty says my grandma passed recently too. Cheers to our grandmothers. Yep, we got to say thanks to them. She was 93 when she passed away. Yes, asleep in the woods. Politics be gone back in the shadow. This is not really a political stream. There's always joy to be found. It's getting harder to find these days, but it ain't extinct yet. Get it while supplies last. Yeah, you got to do it, Surly Barber. My grandmother passed away, Kate, a while ago. I'm not taking any UC meds right now, Kana, because I had the full colectomy surgery. So technically my UC is cured. I occasionally get this is gonna be gross, but I get butt infections in my anus sometimes. That's the biggest issue right now. B Rizzle, I'm sorry. Carolina, I know you have a sister, wondering if she has the same struggles as you. She did have mental health problems. She struggled a lot with self-harm. I don't want to tell her story, but she's doing a lot better now. Can't have fun at work anymore. I had a grandpa who also reached 93. Cool, Michael. Interestingly enough, my great-grandmother lived to be 103. She was born in 1899, and she lived to see 9/11. Crazy. And I was born in 93, so I remember her. People are too uptight and political. Yeah, Frank. 115 people watching. My channel is blowing up. We're happy that you guys are here. Good morning from Romania. What's up? Bella, what's up? Kate, thank you for telling me about your grandma and saying sorry for my loss. Don, you have a portfolio, right? Could I get a job creating art? Unlikely, but I don't want to discount myself. Ashik is unemployed and watching random videos on YouTube just like everyone else, like I do. Outstanding innovation. The American dream is so dead. Agreed. Do I like Pixar, Cars, Kung Fu Panda? I like Kung Fu Panda better than Cars, Hassan. Also wondering if my sister does watch my videos. She found my channel, and my mom does too. Where am I from? Georgia. I'm not going to give you any more than that. I work at the kitchen at an Italian restaurant. We have fun at work, at least when it ain't busy. Cool. Yo, Paul, I wouldn't count on UBI, honestly. I'm on my lunch break, and my slave job is making 65% a living wage. Oh, that sucks, comrade. Yeah, Kate, she lived to be 103. She lived independently until she was like 99. I live in Michigan, and it's very cloudy over here for a long time. I wear yellow glasses to make everything look sunny. That's cool, Katala. You know, they say that color therapy can actually be quite helpful for the mood. Subscribe to Shelby's channel and then join her Discord. Yeah, guys, do it. I don't know what that question is. What's my MBTI? I don't know what MBTI with self-improvement. I don't know what that means. Paul says, Poe, let's fucking go. Yo, I love Mary Blair Brian. Her environments for Sleeping Beauty were second to none. Yeah, everybody smashed that button just like Michael just did. That like button. Kung Fu Panda is one of my favorite animated movies. Yeah, I love it. I was actually watching some Happy Feet clips earlier. You guys remember Happy Feet? Am I a good cook? I mean, I eat what I make. I don't know if anybody else would like it, but it's decent. What painting is calling you to paint today? I'm going to finish my peacock painting. It needs a couple more layers. I like having thick paint. So it needs some more layers on it to have like a nice thick paint texture on it. Frank has a boomer dad. My parents are boomers too. Liz Lizard is a struggling artist too. My sales are down quite a bit. My Shopify sales are down, that is. They want you to believe in your sadness as a chemical imbalance when in reality it's a spiritual response to a systemic poison. Andy, agreed 100%. Oh, MBTI is a psych word term for personality types. Okay. Myers-Briggs, got it. My Myers-Briggs type is INFP. Thank you, Perkinji. I do love the Studio Ghibli movies, of course, Frosty. Cantala didn't like Happy Feet. You know, it kind of grew on me over time. Dancing Penguins is kind of cheesy. I got to be real, but it did grow on me over time. I'm a sweetheart. And I'm glad to see this chat isn't too toxic. I can't stay forever. Thanks for stopping by, Colin. Liz Lizard, we could do an art trade eventually. That'd be cool. More of a Star Wars fan, Shirley Baker. Valid. Star Wars is cool. I personally prefer Lord of the Rings if I had to choose. Smash the like button. Akib is telling everybody to like this stream. Let's go, guys. Everybody in the chat with the boomer dad, leave an L. We know how that goes. My family is finally accustomed to the fact that the job market sucks. They're no longer pressuring me. Cars and DreamWorks Turbo are my favorite animations. Check out Turbo. I've never actually seen that one, believe it or not. I'm okay. I'm not opposed to Star Wars. It's not my favorite. Osamu Dazai's novel, No Longer Human, is a sad but relatable read. It's about a sad and likely neurodivergent man who feels disconnected. Cool. We'll have to check that out. Shelby, have you ever written any kind of fan fiction? No. Hippiopium. I was struggling artist and then I surrendered to apathy. Nice. Then returned to creativity without motivation. I kind of did that too. I liked Zootopia too, Akib. Loved it. I'm kind of a furry, so anything that has talking animals is my favorite show. What countries do I want to visit? Japan, Korea. I want to go to Asia. I want to do like a full-blown island hopping Asian tour. Daniel says, I'm also an INFP. It's rough for us sensitive types. I agree with that. Thanks for the compliment on the peacock, Frank. I was watching Lord of the Rings clips the other day. I haven't seen the full movies in years. I was blown away. I'm still blown away. It's so ahead of its time, isn't it? Sleep in the Woods. Like the graphics are amazing. Also, I like Chronicles of Narnia too. I didn't really visit much in Peru. I was only there for 10 days, Carolina. I wanted to go to Machu Picchu, but I didn't have the opportunity to do that. Are you buying better art supplies these days with more money? I'm planning on getting some oil paint soon. I don't have any oil paint. It's all acrylic. So I've been saving up for oil paint right now. Probably next month I'll be able to get an oil paint set. Boomers think that we are not good enough until they get fucked. Yeah, really, Paul. Yo, Rock, totally forgot to subscribe to your channel. Always time to do it. Hassan, I write prose. I have a book of prose actually in my room. I could bring it out here and we could do a prose read. It doesn't really rhyme, so I call it prose instead of poetry, but we could totally do it. I don't have any half siblings. Anyone who works, I just lost where I was. Anyone who works minimum wage for 5 to 6 years lives in a parent basement. Yeah, I don't think we're doing Bitcoin on this. Crazy ones are the same ones. Lord of the Rings. When am I coming down to see the filming locations, Prep? I guess I forgot you're in New Zealand. I did go alone to Peru, Carolina. I was a solo traveler and I had a good experience. Nothing bad happened. Happiness is a euphoric state and euphoria is temporary. Contentment is more permanent. Yes, earlier I completely agree with that. Happy flying rat. Call me Michael. Might start us sleeping in my car this week. Yikes. I'm 30 and moved back in with my mom and her paranoid manic boyfriend who hates me and tries to do things to mess with me constantly. Yo, that sucks. Mike, I'm sorry you're going through that. It's better to live in your car than be around psychos, though. Have I ever watched David Hanschel on YouTube? That sounds familiar. I'm sure I would remember if I looked him up. I'm an INTJ. I don't know what that means, so what's up, Savvy? I don't really know what it means either. Hello from Brazil. What's up, Thiago? My avatar picture is a mountain in Peru. I took that picture. Cool. You've been to Peru too. Fox Village in Japan looks fine. The food looks good, and the nerd shops are a great dose of geek. Linseed oil smells. Then again, so does paint thinner. I don't really mind the smell of turpentine and linseed oil. I think it smells good. I have considered doing stone and wood carving, actually, Nicholas. I would probably enjoy it. Would you accept a job painting murals? Sure. If I had an opportunity to do that, I would try it out. I would have to go through my journals, Igor, to tell my ayahuasca experiences because it was so long ago that I don't really remember the specifics. I have not seen the show Charmed. It's nice watching you on the bright side of the day. Do you still listen to The Force? I don't know. Hope life becomes easier for you. Love from Turkey. Thank you. I'm good at reading and answering everybody. I'm trying, Katala. I'm doing what I can, but this chat's getting a bit crowded. I think we have just the right amount of people in the chat so everyone can get the attention. I remember Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and there was this other Joss Whedon one where they would spawn in as like a new person every time, but it was like the same soul, different body type of thing. I forget what that one was called. What's up, lady on the stream? What's up, Mason, the drummer? Cool to see you. Check out the graphic designer Shiego Fukuda. He does some really cool work. All right, I'll check it out in a second. Can't get over how familiar you look. I can't remember where I've seen your face before. I'm pretty stoned. I have a pretty common white girl face, honestly. I've only solo traveled to Peru. I like polymer clay. Sculpey is awesome. Colin. We'll call you Colin. I've got to go, but I hope your day goes well. Buy some painting supplies. Yo, Colin, you are awesome. Thank you so much for supporting my art. Love that. You're amazing. Super chat. We love the super chats. It's cool that there are so many people from across the globe in this chat. I agree, Asleep in the Woods. It's really awesome. Do you eat at Taco Bell, lady on stream? Mason, I prefer Wendy's, personally. I still offer you a placement as an artist in Southeast Europe. Okay, John. What's up, Berkinji? Hello again. I'm not trying to ignore you, I swear. It's just the chat's getting a bit fast. I think we have just the right amount of people for me to not get too overwhelmed with the chat. Tom, what's up, Tom? Thank you, Michael. Thanks for the encouragement. I've never considered learning programming, Igor. I don't even know what programming even is. I literally have a standard white girl build, Paul. I'm 5'6". I'm basically just a basic white girl. I don't know what to say. It's pretty standard. Brown hair, brown eyes. It's not that uncommon. It's pretty basic. It's pretty much the default skin for white girls at this point. Nothing amazing. Brian, yoga stretch, deep breath, humor, comedy movies. Do it. I love all of them. All the above, I love. I've been watching your channel for some time and I can't remember seeing you painting. Have you ever considered doing it live? Raw, I actually bought a arm thing for my webcam. So coming up, I'm going to start live streaming my paintings. But I have to wait for the new supplies to arrive so that I can put my webcam, take it and put it over my painting and stuff. Got to go shopping. I like this chill and upbeat version of Shelby. All right, bye, Surly. It was good to see you. When you start to see through the cracks, that's when they start to label you mental health. Yo, Andy, I agree with that. As soon as you start to question shit, they put you on drugs. I say they did this to Britney Spears. Britney Spears got MK Ultra'd because she knew something that she wasn't supposed to know. I'm originally from Colombia and my face is very normal in South America. Yeah, Katala, I feel that. I'm sure that if I went to Japan, everyone would think I was exotic if I went somewhere else. But yeah, I'm pretty basic, honestly. World's coming together in this life, huh? Yeah, Hassan, we are a global force to be reckoned with. Have I ever thought about going to an improv event? I've actually done improv before. I would love to do another improv class, though. You have great intonation. You could do a voice for an audiobook. That's a good idea. When you go camping, do you see the sky at night? It shocked me for the first time. I've always wanted to go camping like in the desert. I went out to the high desert when I lived in San Diego. I drove out to Borrego Springs, and that was the first time I ever saw the Milky Way galaxy in all of my life. It was amazing. Colombian women are so beautiful, Frank says. I would have to agree with that. I've heard good things about them. Peru was a very different experience than Spain. I can't really compare them in terms of countries. I was doing jungle drugs in Peru, and in Spain, we were just doing wine tasting and stuff, which was a much more gentle experience. I'll put it like that. Brian says at home, microneedling will fix my acne scars. I've actually thought about doing a chemical peel coming up. Might be doing a chemical peel soon. Looking forward to the painting stream. Thank you, Michael. Clelia, programmers or people that do this something. I don't know. I'm not really geared for that kind of thing. I look Tunisian. It's familiar with Arab countries and other people. I don't really know if I'm Tunisian. I'm pretty sure I'm Scottish, Irish, and German at this point. Live streaming your painting is a lovely idea. I always like the serene nature of it. So please do. I will. Yo, Pukinji, talk to me, everyone. Pukinji wants love. Everyone give him attention as much as he wants. Hippie opium. You only think white isn't amazing because you are white. I have a mad tan, but being half half, get the best of both worlds. I'm from Australia. You look uncommon here too. Really? I'm so common where I'm from. It's crazy. I mean ethnically I am Irish, Frank. I have a lot of Eastern European blood. That's basically it. Nicholas says, "What do I think of Bob Ross? I think he's very calming, and I think he's a good businessman on top of it. He doesn't get enough credit for being a businessman." I am the older sister, and Michael is going to be moving to Diego. Good luck. It's super expensive out there. Yeah, Paolo, I did jungle drugs. In terms of ayahuasca, that is. This was back in 2016, though. I did get an opportunity to travel, which is rare. I'm really happy about that. Asleep in the Woods says, I'm mixed race, and let me say, standing out has pros and cons depending on where you live. Yeah, I'm kind of glad that for the most part I'm invisible. I wouldn't like to have so much attention drawn to myself. Blanker says I'm cute, and Frank says I'm beyond cute. Thanks, guys. I'm so cute, I can't stand it. Kachala, in Colombia, you can visit and have a tour plan, cleaning your soul and drinking ayahuasca. Very strong experience, they say. I hear there's actually a place to do it in the US, so I don't have to get a passport. Okay, long live Scotland. Cool. Per Kenji, enjoy happy life, everyone. Be happy and you'll be successful. We'll try it out. Liz Lizard wants me to dress edgy. You can't even see my acne scars, but microneedling is it better than skin peeling? Honestly, I might do like a whole thing. I really want to smooth my face over because I have picked my skin to hell and back, and my sister is married our age. She has a kid and she's pregnant with her second baby. Yo, Warasser, greetings from Germany from a dude 32 working at head of IT living with his dad. I like your openness. Is that a peacock? Yeah, that's a peacock. It's in progress. I'm trying to add another layer of thickness to it. Jungle drugs in Peru sounds crazy. Carolina, it was. I'll have to look into my journals to see what I was thinking during those experiences. What are your thoughts on macabre art, for example? Oh, I love Francis Bacon. You know who else I like? De Kooning. Along that same line of thought. I love that kind of thing. Capitalism doesn't give a rat ass if your soul is screaming. It just wants you functioning enough to make someone else rich. Spoken truly. Very true, Andy. Oh, going to the Philippines would be fun. I hear they have great street food. Liz Lizard is being facetious. Okay, that's fine. Okay, if you're not simping, thanks for telling me my face is fine. I do have acne scars. You can't really see them on the webcam, which is all right. Rancados. Let's see what you said. Shelby, I once struggled with porn addiction but overcame it. Have you ever faced something similar? I faced things that have seemed impossible, for real. Mostly in terms of my health. I never specifically had like a porn addiction. Or I think, quitting Xanax was tough. I went to the frickin' jungle to try to get off that shit. That's one of the reasons that I went to Peru, was to get off the Xans. I found myself agreeing and nodding along with a lot of your thoughts about family work situations when I was in my 20s. I'm in my 30s now, and all I can say is it does get better. Thanks, Beef. Pluto says, my artwork is phenomenal, and I enjoy my videos. I'm almost 40 and resonate. Thank you, Pluto. I get a lot of negative commentary on my artwork sometimes, mostly on Instagram. So some people think it's too kitsch, too cliche. I'm like, whatever. It's a bird. It's not that big of a deal. Like, not every painting has to be so deep. I'm sorry for the way your mom has treated you. Been treated so badly by friends and family lately that I'm losing my sanity. Yo, happy flying rat, Michael. I remember you told me to call you Michael. That sucks. Have you checked out Dr. Ramani's YouTube channel? She talks about how to escape toxic people. That might be of use to you. Country is best in the world per Kenji. I haven't really seen a lot of countries. I've only seen 4, 5. I've been to 5 countries, including this one. Be cool to see some of your art you created just before the jungle drugs and after. When I broke through a few times, my entire sound tuned from melodic to tribal overnight. That's pretty cool. Hippie. You're good at this. It's a good skill to be able to think on your feet. Thanks, Ted. I'm trying to do my best. I think it's a learned skill, so I'm trying to get better at it on the fly. That's the only way to do it. All right, I'll listen to this thing that you just suggested, Savvy. Hello, Kinzal. I'm addicted to Xanax. You managed to get off of it? I was taking about 2 milligrams a day, Paolo, and I had to taper, and I almost killed myself. I'm not gonna lie. So you gotta just taper really slowly and do it with a psychiatrist because it's fucking horrible. It was literally the most brutal 3 years of my entire life. I can't even remember how bad it was. Thank you, Shelby. Food is part of a culture. Adobo and lumpia is delicious. I'm not really familiar with those foods, but I would definitely try them. Do you know people in Peru before you went down? Nope. I made a lot of friends. I went down by myself. Actually, one of the guys that I met in Peru back in 2016 called me a couple months ago because he was thinking about me because we had a trauma bond on those jungle drugs. Akib says Xanax is addicting. Don't be so hard on yourself. Yeah, Akib, Apollo, Xanax is so fucking hard to get off of. It's not a joke. Thanks for telling me to ignore those Instagram haters, Christopher. Frank, you are also Irish. Cool. Combine random ideas and come up with new ideas. Cowboys plus dinosaurs equals cowboys riding dinosaurs. That'd be cool, Brian. Frank, I like Indian food. I'm not too familiar. I can name a couple like garam masala. I don't know fucking it. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but I'll eat anything. I'm pretty not picky at all. Have I ever played Class of '09? No, I haven't. The topic of my next YouTube video is going to be that everybody is fake and that fake people succeed in life more than authentic people. And they don't want you realizing that your emptiness is not random. It's induced strategically. It's like a slow psychic anesthesia to keep you numb. Bro, very nice. That jungle, I mean, listen, we saw the worst of each other. I was throwing up generational trauma from like 100 years ago. That's how you get to know somebody. We threw up together. It's crazy. He wanted to fuck. I doubt that, RH. You know why? Because he lives in a different state and I hadn't spoken to him in a long time. It's been about 10 years since we met each other. But we just had a bond that you can only have when you're drinking ayahuasca with people. Hey, Shelby, hope you're doing good. I enjoy watching your videos and I resonate with a lot of stuff you're going through. Life is not easy and I enjoy your raw honesty. Thanks, Speed Racer. I take Zyprexa and Prozac. Sucks to exist. My family doesn't want me back either. Free good nature. I'm sorry that you've been ostracized like that. My thoughts on Osho. I actually have a couple Osho books. I think it's nice. He has some good information. Yeah, it was wild as making songs for years was a drastic change. The DMT trip was pretty wild too. I was staring the whole time, open eyes for the first time, saw the sky turn purple. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool when the forest breathes, right? You're on SSI for Good Nature. Bummer. I know they don't give you enough money to survive on that. Fake it till I make it. Fake people do very well. It's so freaking true. Have you ever taken hallucination? Yo, we just talked about the Savvy. We've been talking about ayahuasca for like the past 20 minutes. I've also done mushrooms and LSD. Shelves, I have to go. All right, Rowlett. This is my first stream of yours that you got to catch. Thank you for stopping by. It was really good to see you. You've done pretty interesting stuff, and I think you're pretty cool. Thanks, Carolina. I mean, your Peru thing, your paintings, what does that mean, Carolina? Oh, my points of view. I don't know what that means exactly. Oh, well, that's nice. Thank you. Sup, I'm listening to the live on my headphones. What's up? Knife? Cool headphones. Shrooms made me cry. I loved when shrooms made me cry. It felt so good. It was like a euphoric release of crying. Beef, we're going to be streaming Pokemon Legends ZA. We're going to be doing some shiny hunting on here soon. Absolutely, but it doesn't come out until October 14th or 16th, I think. I'm not really familiar with the band Tool. I've heard a couple of theirs, Blank Earth. I'm a casual music listener. Like there's so many bands that I've never heard of. It's actually sad. Same thing with movies. I really don't know a lot of anything. It's actually crazy how little I know. No, Hassan, I actually was really into like Death Note and Full Metal Alchemist and Ouran High School Host Club. Those were like my high school animes though. Strongly recommend reading Osho's books. I actually have several of his on my bookshelf. I haven't read them in a couple years though. Jack says, I'm not a social media person, but I'm trying it out. I've noticed that content creators hardly ever respond to comments on YouTube, and people mostly only respond to small sound bites or one liners. It's just because there's so many comments. I have a hard time keeping up with all my comments too, Jack. And I wonder what the point of social media is if not to be sociable. So true. That's a good point. Yeah, the jungle drug stuff was the psychedelics. Tree came to life in front of me, and the feel. You got to know that Tolkien was on LSD, right? You did some MDMA. That's cool. I've grown my own shrooms before. Good morning, Peter. Don't miss class. You got to study hard and do your best. Frank, I don't know if I mean, I could always start going on dates again. Probably. Euphoric. I love that word. Cool. If you, I like shrooms because it gave me a body high. And it made the trees breathe. But besides that, I cried like I was a kid, and it was really fun. Check out the song Lateralis. Okay, Blank Earth. Social media is a waste of time. Other than for a dopamine hit. Amen. Oh my god. Death Note. Elle is my favorite character. I love Death Note for real. It's been years since I've seen it. I didn't take any vacation my last job. I really want to do one with the travel group with younger people. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Happy Michael. I've been into Tool recently. My friends like, yeah, that's cool. I like Papa Roach if I had to choose something similar to that genre. Social media is not good. People become less social and stressed. Yeah, rubber. Rubber gopher. I have to. Fearless, I never graduated college. Tool is great. Michael likes Tool. Shelby, I realized that after 22 years, my mother is a narcissist. Once I accepted that she can't change, I stopped arguing with her. Any advice on how to deal with a narcissistic parent? I recommend looking at Dr. Romani on YouTube. And she has an entire channel. She's a licensed psychologist. She has an entire channel on how to deal with narcissistic people. There are so many. My biggest thing is that you don't want to give them a reaction because that's what they want. I started painting when I was 12, so I guess it's been about 20 years. Kataula. I found that people don't respond to comments with insight and depth and find that this is the case. It makes no point in continuing. I think that in time people will see similar close out. Yeah, I see what you mean, Jack. Ever watched Two Broke Girls? I've seen it. Mastermind L, cool character, written very well and full of intrigue. I agree with you, Hippie. Social media is basically social masturbation. Yo, Amanda, that's a very apropos and very true statement. I agree with you 100%. It's like it gives you the feeling of socializing, but you're not actually doing it with another person. You're absolutely right. Like social media is social porn, honestly. I agree with you, Amanda. That's a really good metaphor. Has air pollution been messing with anybody else? I live in a pretty good place, Gluey, where they have like tight restrictions on emissions and stuff, so I don't really have any. It doesn't really bother me here. My favorite Broadway musical is Hamilton, followed by Rent. Sam Vankin is also a great expert on narcissism. He's also a narcissist, which is interesting. He's one of the rare self-aware ones. But yeah, Sam Vaknin is a great one. He's got a lot of good stuff. And the forced performance of people walking on eggshells because being real is considered hostile. Oh, so true. The system rewards silence, rewards compliance, rewards just getting through the day. Andy, my man, I agree with you 100%. Would I do a live painting stream? Yep, I'm going to start streaming my paintings very soon. I just have to wait for my webcam tripod to arrive so that I can actually hook it up to something and put it over what I'm painting. Shelby, I'm 5 to 6 years late on joining college and I'm scared about going what people will think. 22 is so young. Nobody's going to know that you're not 18. You're going to go in there and have life experience and you're not going to be so stupid and naive. And I think you should be happy. There's going to be people I remember when I was in college, Rancho, there was people in their 60s in the same class as me. I did a team project with someone in their 60s and they were getting their degree for the first time. So, there's going to be a lot of older people continuing their education. So you're still very young. Don't be ashamed of yourself. Goodbye, Kataula. I'm 32 and having to go back to school after 10 years is really worth it. Cool. Everyone is connected but alone. How ironic. Jack, I agree with you. My sister mom's opinion on my videos, my mom is like, you should tell them all the good things I do. And I'm like, I try. My mom is nice sometimes. Social media is like pornography. Shit, Shelby said it as I typed it. You get stimulation of the actual experience and it conditions you to settle for very little in the way of stimulus. Asleep in the woods. It is so true. I feel like social media is porn for women. Yeah, I love Sam, Michael. There's this other Indian guy that I really like too. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he's pretty cool as well. And there's this other one. Her name is Meredith or something. She's blonde. She does some good stuff too, Michael. You should see 6 on Broadway. I've never heard of that one actually, Caroline. I'm not really a buff on anything, so I'd really be down. Shelby, you should do a painting of Venusaur. Plant Pokemon are my favorite types. I'd be down to paint Venusaur. Thoughts on racism? It sucks. Don't do racism. Peter, keep doing it. It's stupid that they force us into college at 18. Everyone should start later. I agree, Akib. I think that Peter actually has an advantage of going a little bit later because he's figured out stuff that actually he has real life experience now. And he's not just doing it because he has to do it out of the gate. Thank you, Dedra, for commenting. Been watching your videos and you were late. Paolo's like 22 is young. Make sure you get internships. Yep, I agree with that. Sean, I went to college with a 16, 17-year-old. It was fine. Nobody thought anything of it. Yeah, you're the most self-conscious person towards yourself, honestly. Healthy gamer is the Indian guy. Okay. I went to college, got my degree, but most of my courses online I never moved. Felt like I missed out on something. I think doing it again, but not sure. Okay, Dylan, it's up to you. I really don't know what I'm going to do in terms of my education personally. I'm working on college campus right now, working in tech. I run into students for all the time, my age and 30 still attending. Yeah, I don't think it's weird to go back to school, guys. If you want to, you should. Being loud isn't dramatic. It's power. Stay ungovernable. Word, Andy. Keep it up. By reading Andy's comment, I'm guessing he didn't get the forced jibby jab a few years back. Prepping anarchist, we can only assume. I'm not up to date on mine either. Not jumping into the uni. As soon as they weren't forcing it, I quit taking it. Not jumping into uni straight away is recommended if you can make a living. Yeah, I agree with that. You're the wiser person among noobs. So true. I think student loans are guaranteed for everyone. They want you to be in debt for life. Really true. Time to hit the bathroom. Go, Peter. Got to be ready for class in any way possible. Michael is like, I'll be going back to school probably age 49. That's pretty cool, Michael. I've been suffering from porn-induced ED for the past 5 years. I'm now in the process of healing. You know what? Admitting that you have a problem is seriously a good thing. And I'm really proud of you, Rancho, for sharing that with us because I know a lot of people struggle with porn. For me, social media is the equivalent of porn. 24 and feeling like I'm running out of time. Ren, I absolutely understand the feeling. When I was 24, I was like, my life is over, and I still feel that way. Hippie, I'm a high school dropout, was punched in the head and blinded and deafened at 10. Oh my God. Ended up getting work early and working like 6 jobs over 8 years before burning out to the idea. Went through shit. I'm sorry you've been going through that, Hippie. TBIs are one of my greatest fears, honestly, and going blind. Pick an employer that pays for college. That's a good idea, Keith. Well, I'm closing out on social media. Good luck with you, Shelby. You will become whole and complete within due time. Thank you, Jack. By reading Andy's comment, classic example of low effort, high assumption, anti intellectual rhetoric. Thank you. Andy, we don't want to assume anything about you, I promise. Blink Earth says he doesn't have his GED yet. You can always get it, man, or just lie and say you have it. I don't think they're going to check. Yeah, 24 is so young. We're all jealous, Akib. I once told my mom it would get better if I attended college later, but she just started ranting at me. She thinks getting a degree young is best, but I agree with you more, Dylan. I agree with me as well. I think I should have taken a year off to get to know the real world before I started going to school because I didn't even finish anyway. Yeah, it's hard to know what's right when you're getting all this misinformation. Took me 10 years to recover from schizoaffective disorder. Then I went back to school and got a summa cum laude in electrical engineering. That's good, Frosty. I'm really proud of you for overcoming mental health issues. I know how hard that is. If you plan to work at a corporate business, I absolutely recommend not using social media. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think I'm going to ever work in a corporate business, so it doesn't really matter for me. Is 26 old? I remember I felt old at 26, Johnny. I've been feeling old since I was 20. But you're not old. My grandma would argue that 30 isn't old. What's the hype around Miyazaki movies? They are masterworks of animation and technician and storytelling. That's what the hype is. They are some of the best, most seminal works of art in existence, at least in terms of animation. I'm back home after a failed relationship and get shit from my parents. I'm 30-year-old, barely hanging on to life. Watching your videos makes me feel less alone. I'm glad that you're here, Matthew. I'm glad that you're here. Real world, huh? I comment Europe and Greek islands. Shelby, you feel like an elder sister to me. Please never give up. I'm 22 now, and it will take me about 2 more years to get into college. By then, I'll be 24 and a half. All right, Rancho, don't give up. I think it's going to be completely worth it. You're going to have so much more experience. Oh, fuck. There we go. Akib says 26 is prime steak. Yo, I wish I was still prime steak. I'm becoming like aged Wagyu at this point. I moved out when I was 26. I've been living by myself ever since. Now I'm 41 and have a well-paid job. Awesome, Rubber. I don't care about age very much. All I want to do is not be alone. Yeah, that's relatable. I've been 33, been producing for about 12 years on and off, but the only thing I'm consistently decent at is getting better every time. That's good, Hippie. We got to do what we love and what we're passionate about. Never give up on that. I have a useless degree because I had no clue what to study after high school. B, we're in the same exact boat. I studied art and I have nothing to show for it, and it was a waste of time and money. Learning that a lot of people use family and community to cover up their predatory desires. And Adonai, I agree with that 100%. Would you guys watch her if she was male? Corey, people watch Raymond. Why wouldn't they watch me? Old is when you absolutely can't enjoy anything anymore. Yeah, Sleep in the Woods has a good point. People in their 20s, go ahead and start taking care of your body. Yeah, I agree with that. Also, don't go broke and don't go into debt Like, don't go into consumer debt. Never get a credit card that you can't pay off. Aki, once you hit 35, life sucks. I don't know if we want to say that to them. Don't give up. Maybe she is independent. A lot of people are. People are sick of labels. The high calorie foods and soda will hit you very soon. Yeah. I am so glad that I was in my mid 20s, I think, when I started to change my diet, and I've never regretted it. Bye, Paolo. Thank you so much for the compliment. Not Noski wants me to smile. I'll think about it. It has to be genuine. I can't fake smiling. Andy says haters are spiritual junkies of failure, addicted to projection, powered by bitterness, and allergic to self-reflection. Let them bark. You were born for war drums. Yo, Andy's got those bars. Andy's got bars. Really hard to get a job even though I have a STEM and bachelor's. Can't commit to a career job because of my childhood PTSD. Really relatable. I should braid my hair. I don't know how to braid it. I can braid other people's hair, but I can't braid it unless I can see it. But I don't really know how to do beauty stuff, you guys. Do you hit the gym? For physical activity, normally I go on park runs and I do exercise videos. I sleep in the woods. And Frank, in terms of braiding my hair, I don't really know how to do it. Hey, Andy, apologize for my low effort comment. It's 4 a.m. in the morning here. Well, it's him to do better next time. You're right. Shouldn't have assumed anything. What up, Prep? Thanks for the accountability. Feeling torn in different directions and utterly alone. Happy flying rat. Michael, yep, we get it. Am I Democrat or Republican? I think both sides are full of shit in other ways, but I'm definitely pro-choice. So I can't get behind any party that thinks that forcing an unwanted child into existence is a good and moral decision. Because to me, that's not moral to bring a unwanted person into the world. But I can see where people would think it is. Rancho says I started taking B12 omega-3 and and D3, and I feel like I'm truly alive again. I've been taking methylated folate and methylated B12 complex myself, and I take omega-3s as well. Braveheart style. The smartest people suffer the most. Definitely can tell you are by your art. Thank you. Thank you, Benjamin. Yeah, everybody take their vitamins. I'm not a communist, Samira. I think the YouTube algo pulled you because it knew I would find you insanely attractive. The algo reads my mind all the time for ages now. What up, hippie? I'll take the compliment. RH says it's illegal already. Are we talking about abortion? Because I'm so afraid of getting pregnant, it's actually insane. the lesser of two evils or the evil of two lessers? I don't know. U.S. debt-based economy is very alien to me. In Sweden, we don't have credit scores and few people use credit, usually for travels. Be careful out there. Rubber, that's crazy. I didn't realize that. Yeah, because if you have a bad credit score, you can't rent an apartment. I wish I had some special talent so that I wouldn't have to get a job or just make more courses. My mom really wants me to do something at the end of the year. I don't know, guys. Any advice for our boy Dylan? Because I really don't know. Yep, I have I keep my D3 comes with K2 actually. It's a combo. It's a D3 K2 complex. So I'm right on top of that. And my B complex is methylated. My omegas are omega-ing. I take Nordic Naturals Extreme Omega. I can do some color pencils and stuff, Hassan, and oil pastels for real. Sure, I'm not opposed to it. People should keep their age private once they turn into adult. Only speak when necessary. Ageism, yeah, ageism is so true, Adonai. This morning, no ski, I woke up at 6. Normally I don't. I have to go. Bye, Frank. It was good to see you. Life itself is more important than rather somewhat arbitrary and biased morals. B says they're pro life until the baby is born and then they couldn't care less. Amen, B. I completely agree with you 100%. Yeah, no ski. I do exercise, mostly walking, running, and online fitness. I do art as well, but haven't had any success from it yet. Ren, as well as me, I haven't really succeeded at it yet either. I got really good at Jing and competed in the DMC in 2002, but never made money. Okay. Sometimes special talents take time to emerge. You can start your journey now. Thanks for the encouraging words, Michael. Which games do you still play on the 3DS, Big Sis? I have just been selling all my 3DS games, but I still have Omega Ruby. Chaotic chemistry. I went through 4 years of OCD, anxiety, and depression. I'll start to change once I went outside. That's a really great point, Chaotic. It's that outside time. Pat with that super chat. $3. We appreciate you 100%, Pat. Awesome job. Hate it when commercials interrupt a live chat. Sorry, guys. I got to make those dollars. Shelby, I want to tell you and everyone that the best decision in my life was emotionally disconnecting from my parents. It cured my anxiety. Good point, Rancho. It's hard when you live with them, though. And I am so hungry right now, you guys. It's actually getting crazy. It's almost time for lunch. Have I ever done group therapy? Yes, Happy. Michael, I mean. It is expensive, but I met a lot of people going through the same things, and it was very useful for me. I still hang out with some of those people that I met in group therapy. I love exercising outside and sleeping in the woods. There's only a few countries with a credit score? I didn't know that, Raw. The world hungers for laborers. Everyone is a laborer, rich or poor, because they maintain the world. Interesting. I actually have pure OCD. I have like harm OCD. The cycle repeated like Linkin Park said. True that. For breakfast, I had 2 eggs, rice, and beans. I would love to do a makeover no ski. I don't know where I would go to do that because I don't really know how to like do myself up, but I would love to have like a celebrity makeover. It's not smart to create kids when there's no inheritance. Adon, I agree with that 100%. I don't want to live forever, Zorit. I think that if I live to be 80 and healthy and then I just drop dead, that would be fine. Noski says I'm naturally pretty. Thank you so much. You remind me of this girl that I live with. She ended up doing great computer work. Cool. Tell her I said hi, Benjamin. Most people have kids just to under-prepare them for life and then abandon them as adults. Adonai with the absolute truth. 100% true. I agree with it. I've always been suggested to go to therapy. Frankly, I'm too scared to. I don't really feel like it would help. I understand that. It's so expensive and it's hard to justify that. Have I heard about surveillance pricing? I was watching a video this morning. It kind of freaked me out. I'm not really familiar with surveillance pricing, Shannon. Shelby, you should turn this channel into a space for therapy where everyone can share and support each other to heal. Sure. I think we're kind of doing that already, Rancho. Have to go. Have a good day. Bye, Dylan. Tried to live with my family, but they're so hard to live with at times. I have this trauma that whatever it is that I'm not approved of ever either, Blank Earth. It's crazy. How much did it cost to therapy? Isn't it free because you have healthcare? Zorit, you naive. My sweet summer child. No, just because you have insurance doesn't mean your doctor's appointment is free. No, therapy is like $250 an hour. You should try cardio boxing. That's a good idea. If you absolutely had to create or adopt a kid, make sure that work was optional for my kid. I'd prepare them for independence, but not slavery. I'm right there with you. I have suggested therapy too. I won't want to deal with it. That's why I have psychedelics. I'm thinking about doing ketamine therapy. Hassan, $250 an hour is true. Maybe after insurance, it'll be $150 an hour. Yeah, Rancho says stay away from porn. We agree with that. I have had a colonoscopy, Michael, because I have ulcerative colitis. So I've had at least 12 colonoscopies in my life. And I've also had endoscopies as well. Thanks for replying. Where are you from? I'm in the UK. I'm in Georgia, Matt. Yeah, I had to find some good group therapy because of my difficulties making friends. I realized that I want to talk about what I'm going through, but people don't want to hear it. Yeah, Michael, it's tough. You have us, though. I'm 29 and live with my parents. It's hard to impress. I have tried Kratom. I actually have some right now. I'm not on it, but I have some in my house. An accumulated $250 is when our high price protection kicks in and healthcare becomes free at this point. Yeah, we can only think. Try a Vipassana meditation. Okay. Have I ever experienced with psychedelic therapy? I've done ayahuasca in the jungle, which is not necessarily the same, but I'm thinking about doing ketamine therapy coming up here. Chaotic chemistry. Damn, the US is really shitty with public health. Yes, it is. I had instances in my childhood where I would just be sick and not go to the doctor because it was too expensive. My next lifetime, I'm not sure. I'm probably going to do Saturday, though. Kratom can be very helpful for anxiety and mood disorders. Yeah. It makes me super itchy, though, Benjamin. It makes me itch a lot. I get so itchy. Yo, pound it. Yours truly will. Fellow Georgian. Gotta love it. I wouldn't think that polytheism is an option. I don't know what that has to do with what we're talking about, but I'm not opposed to anything as long as nobody's putting their ideas onto me. Ketamine therapy is what I wanted to try a few years ago. They recently begun doing it in my area, but it's going to be a while before I can. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Try Life, because it is expensive and most insurance is like very hesitant to cover it. I snorted Wellbutrin one time. I would recommend it. Thanks for sharing, Benjamin. Love that. And I don't know how much of a high you can get from Wellbutrin, considering it's a reuptake inhibitor, not a psychoactive, immediately acting drug. So you do you, man. Ketamine therapy scares me. I'm afraid of having a bad trip. I think if you have a supervised experience, Shannon, it can actually, even the bad trips can be helpful. Here in Canada, it seems you just submit samples and nothing happens after that. Huh. Hippie has never had ketamine. I live in Columbus, GA. A key. Oh, I'm assuming. Cool. If you're talking about hallucinatory drugs, DMT is the only one that has no side effects and doesn't cause addiction. Okay. Took a long time to embrace being selfish. You must be super selfish when people can't or won't support you according to your needs. Yeah, I agree with you, Adoni. Bye, Rancho. I have tried CBD. I don't do it anymore because all it does is make me sleep all day. Drama, and it's too public, free allergies and bragging. Yeah. I'm starting to get a bit tired, you guys. We've been at this for about 90 minutes. I might be signing off soon, so we'll probably wrapping this up. Skill says, hi, I'm new to your channel. Love the videos. Keep grinding. Thanks, Skills. We love that. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, Shelby, first time watching your live. Found your channel yesterday. Thanks, Chris. Good to have you. Welcome aboard. We talk about everything here. How do I not get sucked into the Georgia mud the first time I step outside? Well, I lived in a paved area, dude. I walk on paved locations. My my experience with ayahuasca changed my life, and it wasn't necessarily good. I was so ripped open by it, and I was hospitalized after I took ayahuasca, mostly because all of my trauma was unleashed, and I couldn't cope with it, so I had to get coping skills. My eyes are very expressive. Thanks, Noski. All right, guys, I'm about to wrap up. It was good to see you guys. So everybody say bye in the chat. I'm probably gonna go eat lunch. Wellbutrin has horrible side effects. Yeah. Most psych meds do. Homestead, hi Shelby. Homestead, unfortunately, we're about to end our stream already. But thanks for stopping by anyway. Bye, guys. It was good to see you. I know a lot of you signed on at the last minute. All right, I'm wrapping it up, Akib. See you guys later. Bye.